In this video, I'm going to share with you the one thing most podcasters forget their listeners want. The reason your podcast exists is to solve a problem, to help people. But you forget this one thing. There's this one mindset that most podcasters don't tend to see, and it usually makes a difference between success and failure of their podcast in the long term. Because if you don't understand this thing that your listeners are going through that you can address, they're going to tune out more often, and they're going to go listen to somebody else. I'm Brian Fleming, the host of the Podgasm Marketing Podcast, where I show you how to craft a clear, compelling message that attracts the right people to your podcast. And look, here's the deal. If you haven't done so already, go grab the free Speak Your Listener's Language PDF at podgasmshow.com, or just click the link in the description. It'll show you a very simple way to craft a clear, compelling message that will attract more of the right people to your podcast. So here's the deal. Here's the one thing that a lot of podcasters overlook, if not most, about their listeners, and it causes you to miss a lot of opportunities and a lot of retention opportunities at that. Most podcasters forget that their listeners are on a battlefield. Yes, a battlefield. Everybody is fighting a battle. Everybody's on a battlefield, all right? Think of your podcast as intelligence in a war zone. And your listeners are on a battlefield, and they're trying to get from point A to point B. And they don't know the way, and it's foggy, and there are enemies and obstacles in the way, and they're not totally equipped to make the journey. They're looking to you for advice to get from point A to point B, ideally without getting blown up or wounded, okay? I come from a military background. I got blown up a couple times in Afghanistan. I was injured horribly by a suicide bomber. That actually happened. And I know what it's like to try to get from point A to point B without dying. Well, maybe you're not dying in the literal sense for your listeners, but they're trying to accomplish something. So they're looking to your podcast as a solution, help. They're looking at it like, hey, there's a minefield in front of them. They're trying to get from here to here, and there's a minefield in between them. They're just trying to not step on a landmine and get blown up. They're trying to get across. They want somebody to say, hey, step here, and then over here, and then here. Step here, not there. So they can safely get across it to the destination where they're trying to go. So think about it with your podcast. Answer this question. Where are your listeners trying to go? Write it down. Have a very, very clear picture of what the outcome, what the victory looks like that they're trying to get, that they're going to listen to your podcast to get those answers and solutions to help them get from where they are to where they want to be. And look, if this seems too complicated, I work one-on-one with people every month, just a few people. I do one-on-one consulting. And if you'd like me to look at your podcast and to completely rewrite your brand messaging for you so that more of the right people are attracted and find your podcast and show up and listen to it and subscribe so you can grow it and monetize it faster, shoot me an email at podgasmshow@gmail.com and just put the word consult in the subject line, and I'd be happy to take a look at it.